I slept with my brother's wife, thought I was untouchable because our parents always chose me. Then I woke up in the ICU after falling down the stairs. The house I was living in was sold, the inheritance I expected went to charity, and my parents realized too late that my brother had cut us all off forever. I slept with my brother's wife. For 6 months. In the house he bought. While he worked 60-hour weeks to provide for them. Then I woke up in the ICU with a fractured skull, 3 broken ribs, and no memory of falling down the stairs. The house was gone. Sold to strangers. The inheritance I'd been counting on? Donated to charity. Every penny. My brother? Disappeared with his kids to a country with no extradition treaty. His wife? In jail for assault. Her family paid for the lawyer, not mine. My parents? Finally understanding that the son they neglected for 30 years had burned every bridge to the ground. And there was no coming back. I'm writing this from my childhood bedroom at 34 years old because I have nowhere else to go. No job. No money. No brother who'll ever speak to me again. Just the crushing knowledge that I destroyed everything because I thought being the favorite meant I was untouchable. It didn't. And the moment I learned that lesson, it was already too late. My name is Julian. I'm 34. My brother William is 37. William was always the responsible one. The boring one. The one our parents barely noticed. I was the golden child. Charming. Athletic. The one who could do no wrong. Mom and Dad poured everything into me. Private school. Sports equipment. College tuition. Whenever I needed something, they gave it. William? He got lectures about responsibility. About earning things. About not expecting handouts. Julian has potential, Mom would say. We're investing in his future. William's future apparently wasn't worth investing in. He put himself through community college. Worked full-time while studying. Graduated with honors and 0 debt. I partied through a private university on my parents' dime. Barely graduated. Massive student loans they paid off. William started a tech company at 25. Worked insane hours. Built something from nothing. I bounced between jobs. Got fired from 3 for attitude problems. My parents always had excuses. When William's company got acquired for $50 million at 30, our parents barely acknowledged it. That's nice, honey, Mom said. Julian just got hired at a marketing firm. The marketing firm I'd last 3 months at before getting fired. William bought a house. Beautiful place. 5 bedrooms. Pool. Guest house. He got married to Aria. Sweet girl. Kindergarten teacher. Clearly loved him. They had twins. A boy and a girl. William was an amazing dad. And I was jealous. Bitter. Resentful. Because William had built everything himself. While I had nothing but my parents' excuses and my own failures. 2 years ago, I lost my job. Again. 5th one in 3 years. I was living in a shitty apartment I couldn't afford. Behind on rent. Behind on everything. I called my parents. Can I borrow some money? Just until I get back on my feet. Of course, sweetie, Mom said. How much do you need? Maybe $5,000? Done. I'll transfer it today. Meanwhile, when William had asked to borrow $500 for textbooks at 19, Dad had said, get a job. Learn responsibility. The favoritism was blatant. Always had been. But it worked in my favor. So I never questioned it. The $5,000 ran out in 2 months. I called again. Can I stay with you guys? Just temporarily. Of course. We'd love to have you. I moved into their guest room. Rent-free. Bill-free. No expectations. William called them. I heard Mom's side of the conversation. Julian needs help right now. You don't understand, he's struggling. We can't just abandon him. William, he's your brother. She hung up. William thinks we're enabling you. Can you believe that? I could believe it. Because it was true. But I didn't care. Being enabled was easier than being responsible. 3 months passed. I wasn't looking for work. Wasn't contributing. Just living off my parents. Dad mentioned it once. Maybe you should start job hunting. I am. It's just a tough market. It wasn't. I just wasn't trying. Mom defended me. He's doing his best. Don't pressure him. 6 months in, my parents went on a cruise. 2 weeks. They'd been planning it for years. Will you be okay alone? Mom asked. I'm 34. I'll be fine. They left. And I was bored. Restless. Entitled. I called William. Hey, can I stay at your place for a few days? Parents' house is lonely. No. Come on. Just a few days. Julian, I don't trust you in my house. You've never been responsible with anything. That's harsh. It's true. The answer is no. He hung up. I was furious. How dare he say no to me? I was his brother. Family helped family. But he'd never considered me family. Just the favored son who'd never earned anything. I showed up at his house anyway. He was at work. Arya answered. Julian? What are you doing here? William said I could stay for a few days while my parents are gone. A lie. An obvious lie. Arya looked uncertain. He didn't mention it. He probably forgot. You know how busy he is. She let me in. Because she was kind. Trusting. Everything I wasn't. I stayed in the guest house. Separate from the main house. Away from the kids. William came home that night. Saw my car. Came to the guest house. What the hell are you doing here? Arya said it was fine. I told you no. And I came anyway. What are you going to do? Kick out your own brother? He stared at me. You have 3 days. Then you're gone. He left. I had 3 days in my brother's beautiful house. 3 days to stew in resentment about everything he had that I didn't. Arya was home during the day. Kids at preschool. William at work. We talked. She was easy to talk to. Kind. Attentive. Everything I wasn't getting from anyone else. The attention felt good. Validating. I started flirting. Subtly at first. Then more obviously. She didn't shut it down. Didn't tell William. Just let it happen. On day 3, William came home early. Told me to leave. Just give me one more day. No. Gap. I left. Went back to my parents' house. But I couldn't stop thinking about Arya. About the attention. About the fact that she hadn't rejected me. I texted her. Thanks for letting me stay. You were very kind. She responded. Of course. William can be harsh sometimes. That was my opening. Over the next month, we texted constantly. I complained about William. About our parents. About my life. She listened. Sympathized. Validated my victimhood. I knew what I was doing. I knew it was wrong. I didn't care. Because Arya was William's. And taking what was his felt like finally winning something. 6 weeks after staying at their house, I asked her to meet for coffee. She said yes. 1 coffee became 2. Then lunch. Then dinner while William worked late. Then one night, we slept together. In the guest house of his own home. While he was working. While his kids slept upstairs. It was the ultimate betrayal. And I felt powerful doing it. Because William had everything. And now I had something of his. The affair lasted 6 months. Arya and I would meet at the guest house when William was at work. Or at a hotel when he was home. She felt guilty. Would cry after. Say it was wrong. But she kept coming back. And I kept taking what my brother thought was his. My parents had no idea. They were just thrilled I was getting out more. See? I knew Julian would bounce back, Mom said. I was bouncing back by sleeping with my brother's wife. William started suspecting something. Arya was distant. Distracted. He mentioned it to our parents. I think Arya might be having an affair. Don't be paranoid, Dad said. Arya loves you. She's acting strange. You're working too much. That's the problem. Spend more time with her. They dismissed him. Like they always did. Because if William had a problem, it was William's fault. Never anyone else's. I got bolder. Started staying at the house more. Sometimes overnight when William was on business trips. Arya and I would act like a couple. She'd cook dinner. We'd watch TV. Sleep in the guest house bed. Then William would come home. And I'd leave. And Arya would pretend everything was normal. It was sick. Twisted. Wrong on every level. But I didn't care. Because I was winning. Then one night, William came home early from a trip. Found my car in his driveway. Late. After midnight. Came to the guest house. Walked in on me and Arya. Together. The look on his face. I'll never forget it. Not anger. Not rage. Just devastation. Gap. His voice was quiet. Deadly calm. William. Get out. Arya was crying. William, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Both of you. Out. Now. I grabbed my clothes. Left. Drove back to my parents' house in shock. Not guilt. Shock that I'd been caught. William called our parents the next morning. I heard Mom sighed. "What do you mean, Julian and Arya? That's impossible. Julian wouldn't do that." "William, are you sure?" She hung up. Came to my room. "William says you slept with Arya. Tell me that's not true." I could have lied. Should have lied. But I was still riding the high of feeling powerful. Of finally having something William wanted. "It's true." Mom's face went white. "What?" "Arya and I have been together for 6 months." "Together?" "Julian, she's your brother's wife." "I know." "And you did it anyway?" "Yes." "Why?" "Because I could." The honesty was brutal. But it was the truth. I'd done it because I could. Because Arya was vulnerable. Because William was distracted. Because I wanted something of his. Mom left my room. I heard her telling Dad. They didn't kick me out. Didn't demand I apologize. Just said nothing. Because I was the golden child. And golden children's mistakes were forgivable. 2 days later, I got a call from an unknown number. "Is this Julian?" "Yeah. This is William's lawyer. We're filing a restraining order against you. You're not to contact William, Arya, or their children. You're not to come within 500 feet of their home or places of work." "You can't do that." "We can. And we are. The papers will be served tomorrow." They hung up. I was served the next day. Official restraining order. I laughed. William is being dramatic. This is ridiculous. My parents agreed. He's overreacting. He'll calm down. William didn't calm down. He filed for divorce. Took the kids. Moved out of the house. Put the house on the market. Listed it for sale. The house I'd been using. The guest house I'd been sleeping with his wife in. Gone in 2 weeks. Sold above asking to a cash buyer. Where am I supposed to go? I asked my parents. I was planning to ask William if I could rent the guest house. The audacity. The entitlement. I destroyed his marriage and still thought he'd let me live in his property. My parents let me stay. Still defending me. Still making excuses. William stopped answering their calls. Blocked their numbers. They showed up at his new apartment. He wasn't there. Neighbors said he'd moved out of state. No forwarding address. Just gone. 3 weeks after he found out about the affair, I got another call from the lawyer. "William wanted me to inform you of some changes to his estate planning." "What?" "He's removed you and your parents from his will. His entire estate will be donated to charity upon his death. You will inherit nothing." "He can't do that." "He can. And he has. Additionally, the trust fund your parents established that was set to pay out to you at 35? William was the trustee. He's dissolved it. The funds have been returned to your parents." "That was my money." "It was never your money. It was your parents' money in a trust William managed. He's no longer managing it. Contact your parents for details." They hung up. I called my parents. "Did you know William dissolved my trust?" "He called yesterday. Said he wanted nothing to do with it." "And you let him?" "It's his right as trustee. We can set up a new one." "With whose money?" "You gave him control." The reality was setting in. I counted on that money. Planned my future around it. And William had taken it away with one signature. 4 weeks after the affair was discovered, Arya's family showed up at my parents' house. Her father. Her brothers. Looking for me. "Is Julian here?" "Yes." "We need to talk to him." I came to the door. "What do you want?" "You need to stay away from Arya. She's made mistakes, but you took advantage of her while she was vulnerable. If we see you near her again, there will be consequences." "Is that a threat?" "It's a promise." They left. I laughed it off. They're just posturing. 2 days later, I was at a bar. Drinking. Celebrating the fact that I was free from family drama. I left around midnight. Started walking to my car. Don't remember anything after that. I woke up in the ICU 3 days later. Fractured skull. 3 broken ribs. Collapsed lung. Severe concussion. The doctor said I'd fallen down some stairs outside the bar. There were no stairs outside that bar. But there were no witnesses either. No cameras. No evidence of anything but an unfortunate accident. I knew the truth. Arya's family had followed through on their promise. But I couldn't prove it. And honestly, I was too terrified to try. I spent 2 weeks in the hospital. My parents visited. Worried. Confused. William didn't visit. Didn't call. Didn't acknowledge I was even alive. When I was released, I had medical bills I couldn't pay. No job. No insurance. No way to cover it. My parents paid. Again. Enabling. Again. William could have helped, Mom said. I tried calling. He won't answer. Because he hates me. He's your brother. He'll get over it. He wouldn't. And he didn't. 6 months after the ICU, I tried reaching out. Letter to his lawyer. I want to apologize to William. Can you forward this? The response, client does not wish to receive communication from you. Further attempts will be considered harassment. 8 months after, my parents got a letter. From William's lawyer. Official. Legal. William wishes to inform you that he is ceasing all contact. He will not be attending family events. He will not be communicating with you. He has changed his name and moved permanently overseas. He requests that you respect this decision and do not attempt to locate him. The letter was cold. Final. Legal. My parents were devastated. He can't do this. He's our son. He's doing it, I said. Because he could. Because we'd given him every reason to. My mother tried to hire a private investigator. Find William. Fix things. The investigator found nothing. William had covered his tracks perfectly. New name. New country. No digital footprint. Gone. Like he'd never existed. My father blamed me. This is your fault. You did this. He's overreacting. You slept with his wife? In his house. For 6 months. He's not overreacting. He's protecting himself from people who hurt him. It was the first time my father had ever held me accountable. Too little. Too late. A year after William left, Aria was arrested. She'd confessed to the assault. Told police she'd hired her brothers to teach me a lesson. She was charged. Convicted. Sentenced to 2 years. Her family paid for her lawyer. Not mine. Not anymore. They were done with me. Just like William was. Aria sent me one letter from prison. I'm sorry for what I did. Both the affair and the assault. William was a good man and I destroyed him for attention from someone who didn't care about me. You used me to hurt your brother. I let you. We're both guilty. But you'll never face consequences because you never do. I hope that changes. It did change. Just not the way she meant. My parents started pulling away from me too. Slowly at first. Less money. Fewer excuses. More expectations. You need to get a job, Dad said. You're 35. This can't keep going. I'm trying. No, you're not. You haven't tried for anything in your life. We enabled that. We're done. You're kicking me out? No. But we're not supporting you anymore. Food, shelter, that's it. Everything else is on you. It wasn't much. But it was more than they'd ever demanded of me. I got a job. Finally. Retail. Minimum wage. Humiliating after years of being handed everything. But I had no choice. The golden child had fallen. And there was no safety net anymore. 2 years after William disappeared, Dad had a heart attack. Survived. But it changed him. I've been thinking about William, he said from his hospital bed. We failed him. His whole life. He's being dramatic. No, Julian. He's protecting himself. From us. From you. From a family that never valued him. That's not true. It is true. I see it now. Every time you needed something, we gave it. Every time William needed something, we told him to figure it out. We created you. This entitled, selfish version of you. And we destroyed our relationship with William doing it. Mom was crying. I just wanted to help you. You didn't help me. You enabled me. There's a difference. Dad nodded. We know that now. Too late. But we know. 3 years after William left, my grandfather died. He'd been close to William. Barely knew me. At the funeral, his lawyer approached us. I have instructions from William. He wanted his grandfather's ashes scattered at a specific location. He's arranged everything. He'll be doing it himself. Alone. No family invited. Can we at least know where? Mom asked. No. William was clear. He wants no contact. Even in death, William was setting boundaries we couldn't cross. 4 years after he left, I found William's social media. Not under his real name. But his twins were in the photos. Older now. Happy. They were in New Zealand. Thriving. William had built a new life. New business. New partner. New family that actually loved him. He looked happy. Genuinely happy. More than I'd ever seen him. Because we weren't in his life anymore. I showed my parents. He's in New Zealand. They stared at the photos. Their grandchildren they'd never see again. Their son who'd erased them. We did this, Mom said quietly. We chose you over him for 30 years. And he finally chose himself. She was right. 5 years after William left, I turned 39. No girlfriend. No career. No prospects. Living with parents who resented me. Working retail. This is what being the golden child got me. My parents stopped celebrating my birthday. Just forgot. When I mentioned it, Dad said, "We celebrated 39 birthdays of yours and neglected most of William's. I think we're even now." 6 years after William left, Mom got sick. Cancer. Stage 4. Months to live. She tried everything to contact William. Letters to the lawyer. Messages through distant relatives. Pleas on social media. Nothing. William didn't respond. Didn't visit. Didn't acknowledge her dying. "I just want to see him one more time," she said. To apologize. To tell him I love him. She died without ever speaking to him again. At her funeral, William's lawyer appeared. Not William. Just his lawyer. Handed Dad an envelope. "William wanted you to have this." Inside was a letter. "Mom. I'm sorry you're dying. I wish I could say I'm sorry enough to come see you. But I'm not. You chose Julian over me for 30 years. You enabled his destruction of my marriage. You made excuses for him assaulting me, through his affair partner's family. I can't forgive that. And I won't pretend I can just because you're dying. I hope you found peace in your choices. Because I've found it in mine. Goodbye. William." The letter destroyed Dad. He's right. About all of it. 7 years after William left, I'm 40. I work retail. Live with my father. Have no relationship. No future. No family who wants me. Dad is 70. Tired. Done with me. I'm selling the house, he told me last month. Downsizing to a condo. 1 bedroom. You'll need to find your own place. Where am I supposed to go? Figure it out. Like William had to figure everything out. You're 40 years old. It's time. I'm looking at apartments I can barely afford. Jobs that don't want me. A future that's empty. Meanwhile, William is in New Zealand. Successful. Happy. Free. Free of me. Free of our parents. Free of a family that destroyed him. And he's never coming back. I think about the affair often. About the 6 months I felt powerful. Untouchable. I thought being the golden child meant I could do anything without consequences. I was wrong. William didn't explode. Didn't fight. Didn't make a scene. He just quietly, methodically cut us off. Removed himself. Built a better life without us. And that's the worst punishment of all. Not rage. Not revenge. Just absence. My therapist, I finally started seeing one ask what I learned. That being favored isn't the same as being loved. That enabling creates monsters. That consequences don't care if you're the golden child. What else? That my brother was the strong one all along. He built everything himself. Survived our parents' neglect. Walked away when we destroyed him. Started over. Thrived. While I, the favorite, the enabled, the untouchable, fell apart the moment the safety net disappeared. Do you think William will ever forgive you? No. And he shouldn't. I don't forgive me. 8 years since William left. Dad died last month. Heart attack. Quick. At the funeral, William's lawyer appeared again. Envelope in hand. William wanted you to know, he's not coming back. Not for weddings, births, deaths, nothing. He's done. Permanently. This is the last message you'll ever receive from him. I opened the envelope. Inside was one sentence. You took everything from me. So I took myself from you. We're even now. That's it. No signature. No goodbye. Just that. Final. Permanent. Done. I'm 40 years old. Both parents dead. Brother gone. No family. No future. This is what being the golden child got me. If you're reading this and you're favoring one child over another, stop. Now. Before you create a Julian. Before you destroy a William. Before you lose them both in different ways. I slept with my brother's wife because I thought being the favorite made me untouchable. It didn't. I woke up in the ICU with a fractured skull. The house was sold. The inheritance went to charity. My brother disappeared to another country. And my parents realized too late that they destroyed one son by favoring another. Now I'm alone. Working retail at 40. Living in a shitty apartment. No family. No prospects. While William thrives in New Zealand with a family who actually loves him. He won. Not by fighting. By leaving. By choosing himself. And I lost. Everything. That's what being the golden child gets you when you've never earned anything in your life. Nothing.